In a competitive world where brands, organizations, and individuals constantly fight for attention, the question, how do we succeed, is often placed at the forefront. We talk endlessly about strategy, technology, and business models, yet we tend to overlook one seemingly simple question. Why do we do what we do? Simon Sinek's book Start With Why serves as a powerful reminder that the secret to sustainable success and true inspiration does not lie in tricks, gimmicks, or pressure. It lies in discovering, understanding, and staying committed to your why, the purpose, cause, or deep-seated belief that drives every action. From timeless stories about Apple, Martin Luther King Jr., and the Wright brothers, Sinek takes us on a journey not just to run a more effective business, but to live a meaningful life, one that inspires both ourselves and others. From the outset, Sinek draws a clear distinction between a leader and a person in a leadership position. A person in a leadership position has authority and can influence behavior through incentives or threats. A true leader, however, inspires people to follow voluntarily, not because of who they are, but because they make others feel part of something greater. Sinek identifies two main ways to influence behavior: manipulation and inspiration. Manipulation can take the form of discounts, promotions, fear, peer pressure, or a constant stream of new products. While effective in the short term, these tactics breed dependency and are difficult to sustain. Inspiration, on the other hand, sparks deep loyalty, the kind that makes people willing to pay more, endure inconvenience, and stay committed over time. At the heart of the book is the Golden Circle model, consisting of 3 layers: why, how, and what. Most organizations communicate from the outside in, starting with their product, what, explaining their process, how, and only then touching on their purpose, why. In contrast, inspiring leaders work from the inside out. They start with why, then explain how, and finally reveal what. For example, Apple doesn't sell computers simply because they are beautiful and user-friendly. They start with belief, to challenge the status quo and empower the individual, and express that belief through their products. Interestingly, the Golden Circle is not just a management concept. It mirrors the way our brains work. The neocortex processes rational thought and language, corresponding to what? The limbic brain controls feelings, trust, and decision-making, corresponding to why and how, but lacks the capacity for language. This is why communicating from the why outward connects directly to the decision-making core of the human brain. For this model to succeed, 3 elements must work together: clarity of why, knowing exactly why you exist; discipline in how, staying true to guiding principles in action; consistency in what, ensuring every product, service, and action reflects your core belief. This builds trust, the glue that keeps employees, partners, and customers loyal. Trust isn't built on contracts, but on the sense that the other party acts for something greater than self-interest. Sinek also explains the law of diffusion of innovation. For an idea to spread, it must first win over innovators and early adopters, people who believe and are willing to take risks. Only by crossing this chasm can a product or message reach the majority. Another crucial insight is the difference between energy and charisma. Energy can drive short-term action, but charisma, born of a clear and unwavering why, creates long-term loyalty. Great leaders remain steadfast in their purpose, but flexible in execution, often working with talented people to bring their vision to life. Sinek warns that success can cause organizations to lose sight of their why. When this happens, what becomes the only focus? Features, products, but without the soul that inspires. He calls this a split and emphasizes embedding the original purpose into culture so that it survives even when the founder departs. Finally, Sinek notes that our why often comes not from looking forward, but from looking back into our past experiences and formative moments. When we keep our why clear, we stop competing to beat others and start striving to outdo ourselves, moving closer each day to our best version. Start With Why is not just a book about leadership or business. It is a profound reminder of how to navigate life. Its greatest lesson: people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it, in both work and life. If we chase results without purpose, achievements will eventually feel hollow. But when we act from deep belief, we not only succeed, we leave a legacy, build trust, and inspire others. Sinek's message is clear. Don't get trapped in the race for short-term tactics or product wars. Instead, take the time to dig deep and discover your why, whether as an individual or an organization. Once found, live it and work by it consistently, letting it guide every decision, partnership conversation, and product you create. If you lead a team, remember that your role is not just to manage, but to inspire everyone to believe in a shared goal. If you are an individual, let every choice you make reflect your authentic self and your beliefs. And if you haven't yet found your why, begin the journey now, because it is a foundation of lasting and meaningful success. In the end, when we know exactly why we do what we do, we gain not only direction but also the motivation to keep going, even when challenges arise. And when you live with a clear why, you will not only succeed, you will inspire, leaving behind a legacy far greater than the work itself.